Guys, I have Kevin with me, okay, and I'm so excited for this interview because I think I don't ever think like any of our clients have been able to crack this stuff, okay, so far. Because just to give you guys some kind of context, okay, Kevin, I think you started like 2 months ago, 3 months ago, if I'm not wrong.
About about 2.5 months ago, yeah.
Yeah, so 2.5 months ago, okay, before you were doing like 2, 3 grand. Two,
Correct. Yeah, I was running everything organic.
Yeah, so he was doing like 2, 3 grand a month. Last month, you did how much, bro?
Last month we did 15.
How
Closed at
much this month?
15.
How much
This
this month?
month so far, it's October 18th, right? So this month so far we've done 25K, and my goal is to close the month at 40.
Bam! That's crazy, bro.
Yeah, man.
That's crazy. So you literally went from like this is by far the best case study that we have so far. I think is like literally going from 2.5 grand organic to switching to paid ads, going like 15 grand, and then this
Correct.
month you're on your way to do like 40 grand. You've already done like 25 grand, which is crazy, bro.
That's correct, man.
How did you do that, bro? Like how? I'm just curious. I mean, like ads might have played a vital role, but still, like
So
how?
so a big thing that I had to get over was when you invest in marketing, notice I said invest, you know what I'm saying? A lot of
Mm,
people, they kind of treat it as another bill, you know what I'm saying? Like, man, like I have to pay, $20 a day, you know what I'm saying? But the key is when you start to implement that into your business, right? You can't really focus on too much what it's costing you. You have to focus on what
mm,
it's going to bring back to you, right?
mm, mm-hmm.
So I knew that, for example, we started at what, $20 a day, right?
Yeah, $20. Yeah,
Yeah. So we
yeah.
started at $20 a day, right?
Uh-huh.
Now that was bringing me about 2 to 3 people a day, right? Out of those
Mm-hmm.
2 to 3 people, if you can close one person, right?
Mm-hmm.
Regardless of what you sell your services for, I guarantee
Mm-hmm.
you, whatever you close that one person at is gonna pay for your entire ad budget for the week,
Mm,
probably even, the next 2, 3 weeks, maybe even the month, depending on what your prices are.
mm,
So once I kind of got over that, that was pretty much the initial hump that I had to get over. And then after
mm.
that, it was just, quality responses, you know what I'm saying? Be the
Yeah.
first one to attack that. So as soon as it comes in, I hit them up. I don't even let them breathe. I don't even let them exit the page. And I hit them up. You know what I'm saying? Because you want to stay top of mind. You want to strike when the iron's hot.
True. That's true. That
Yep.
I think you might be like one of those like people who would have literally implemented the whole system in right block. Okay, so this is what I mean to say. Okay, like you literally have like amazing Instagram business page. If you'd like, you can tell your Instagram. I'll also like leave the link down below so people could see like what you're really about. What I'm talking about, because I see like you have like so many professional content on your Instagram. It looks so amazing. And bro, like, do you agree with this? I don't know. We've been like testing this out a lot, like the Instagram verified badge, where you have that badge, and like once you start
Mhm.
running ads to the page, it definitely impacts the amount of like engagements and the closing that you get. Like, what do you think?
Absolutely. I think it's a positive effect too because there's a lot of bot pages on
Yeah.
social media all over the place. It doesn't even matter what platform. You see them on
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, you see them on Instagram. I don't really use Twitter too much, but I've seen them on Twitter too.
Yeah.
So that verified badge is just kind of like it's kind of like a it's literally what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Mm.
verified badge. It lets people know you're a real person. And
Yeah.
in my case specifically, I started out doing, like my own videos on my phone,
Mm.
and then I got into working with more professional content creators that just kind of
Mm.
help teach me how to like do things, at a better quality at scale as well.
Mm.
So when you have things like that too, I think the combination of those two will really help too, because when people click on your page and actually go to see you, they can
Mm.
see, okay, well, this guy is, he's a real person, number one. Number two, based on what you speak and based on the quality of what you give,
Mm. Mm.
that'll kind of take that home too. And it's like, okay, well, his information is valid. He has
Mm.
value to give. At the end of the day, that's all I'm focused on. Is just giving
Yeah.
free value.
Yeah, bro. Like, I think I've mentioned this like, multiple times. A successful, credit repair business is like having a good video that's basically going to attract their attention. okay, a good Instagram business page that's basically going to hold their attention, and a good, amount of ad spend that's basically going to, like, get you to as many people as you want. Like, whatever you spend,
Yep.
it's gonna reach like as many people as you can.
It
But
has to be a combination.
yeah, that's true, bro. Like, that's how you basically scale it. Like, I'm so excited, like, what we can literally do from here, bro. Like, crazy. uh
Yeah, man.
how much do you charge, bro, like, for your services?
So my services are $1,000, right?
Mm,
When I'm on a call, I don't come into this too often, but every now and then we will do like a post date or maybe a payment plan for maybe some
mm-hmm,
clients that don't have the full amount. But average service is $1,000. Every now and then, once in
mm-hmm,
a blue moon, I'll come across somebody who needs a lot more than that.
mm-hmm,
So, what I'm saying, from there we'll create a custom, what I'm saying, maybe 1,500, maybe even 2K if you
mm-hmm,
have a lot of stuff.
mm-hmm.
But baseline is 1,000 for sure.
Makes sense, makes sense. So
So
what if,
one sale
yeah,
pays for a month of my marketing.
like, don't reveal the price, don't reveal the price, but we are very affordable, guys, just so you know, we are very affordable,
Super affordable, man.
like fraction of what he just said. But
Yeah.
bro, uh like, what if, like, someone can't afford to pay like $1,000? So let's say an example, like, I reached out to you asking for your credit repair, okay,
Mhm.
and what if I don't have like $1,000 right off the bat? What would we do then?
So in that case, what we'll do is we'll put a down payment, right?
Mm.
And when I'm talking to a client, this is where shout out to Rob. We'll talk about
Yeah,
him a little bit, but shout out to Rob,
absolutely.
right?
Yeah,
This is where the sales training really comes into play
yeah.
because you pre-qualify the clients when they come
Mm-hmm,
in, right?
mm-hmm,
And then once you get them on the call, what I focus on is educating the client. I provide
mm,
value. We'll go through the credit report together. I'll let you know exactly what I see up here. You know what I'm saying? 9 times out of 10, there might be something up here that you didn't know was up here, maybe a collection late payment, whatever the case may be. So once we get to the price, right? What I do with people who can't afford to put the entire thing down is a payment plan, right? So
mm,
depending on who the client is and what situation they're in,
mm,
you got to really kind of read in between the lines, because if somebody has, for example, a lot of late payments, then that tells me that they had trouble paying their bills. Maybe they're in
mm,
a financial situation, right? So these are things that I look for, and these are things that I kind of, like I said, read in between the lines when I'm
mm,
going through a credit report and when I'm delivering the consultation.
mm,
So a deposit I'll take, and then from there we'll come up with a payment plan according to the client's financial situation. Everybody's
mm.
different. Some people get
Yeah.
paid bi-weekly, some people get paid once a month. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? Some people will work off of commission, some people have
mm,
salary. Everybody's different. So you kind of got to really analyze
mm,
what you're doing, what kind of client you're dealing with, and then from
mm.
there, you just take it home.
Makes sense. Makes sense. So,
Mhm.
like, if you could give us some clarity on ad spend, okay, I know, like, how much you're spending a day. Before you started, like, how much were you spending, and how much are you spending right now per day in ad spend?
So before I found you guys, I didn't really have an ad budget per se.
Mm.
I was really disorganized with my finances, to be honest with you guys. So that's definitely, like, in any business, I highly recommend you get organized with your money. That's definitely number one. Um, from there, it was kind of a testing phase, right? So when
Mm-hmm.
you start putting out ads, right,
Mm-hmm.
there's no way to tell what's going to convert. So
Mm.
you have to test that, right? So that's
Yeah.
why people like yourself, myself, Rob included, we always recommend people to start off with a very small ad budget. So
True.
I think I started off at like maybe
Tw-
$20,
Yeah.
something like that,
20.
like
Yeah.
something small, right? Just to get a
Yeah.
couple inquiries in a day and to see if your ads are going to convert. I've
True.
noticed that sometimes a better quality video might not convert, whereas a selfie video inside the
True.
office, maybe even in the
So
car on the way
true.
home, might
So
convert a
true.
lot better.
Yeah.
And I think the reason why is because people like to see real content. People like to see
Yeah.
lifestyle, like to see, what I'm saying? Like, what do you really like when you're
Yeah.
by yourself behind the camera? You know what I'm saying? None of these fancy lights, none of these fancy
Mm.
backgrounds. You know what I'm saying?
I'll
So
say,
sometimes,
like, yeah, one thing I might need to add on this, I'm sorry to cut you off,
no, go ahead.
is, like, maybe, like, something, like, us, like, human psychology is like they could literally relate with you, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, once you have, like, professional kind of stuff on there, like, when it comes to running a video ad, like,
Mm.
sometimes, people don't relate with you. if that makes sense. Like, you have like,
It's
high
much more
quality
personal.
camera, like,
Yep. Yeah, and
so
it's kind of it can actually intimidate some people too, because some people might think that they feel like a number instead of feeling like
mm,
a client. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Especially
yeah.
if you have, these high tech equipment, these captions, lights, and stuff like that.
Mm,
People like to feel like they're being treated like a person. They like to feel like they're
true.
important. That's definitely one thing you want to stress, not only with your ad content, but with your
Mm-hmm.
social media content as well as with your consultations too. It's a
Mm,
revolution. Everything has to relate to each other and you have to deliver it and it has to agree with each other.
mm. Makes sense. Makes sense. How
Mhm.
how many like clients are you closing right now every week? I know it's up and down,
So,
but
so what I shoot for personally, I want to have anywhere from 7 to 10 consultations a day. That's what I'm
mm,
shooting for, right? So out of 7 to 10 consultations, if I can close anywhere from 2 to 4 people,
mm,
that to me is a successful day, right? That's
mm,
give or take about a 40 to 50% closing ratio, right?
true.
Anything past that, and you're just raising the bar. Because if you
Mm,
can find somebody or if you can become that person, then at
mm,
the end of the day, you're going to grow consistently. And even the people
yeah.
that you don't close, you don't necessarily have to throw them away. You don't have to put them
Mm,
on the back burner. Make sure they stay on your email list. Make sure you follow up with them in two,
mm,
3 months. Maybe,
yeah.
I can attest to this. The situation I was in 3 months ago is not the same as now. So
Mm,
if you follow up with them in a couple months, maybe things have changed. Maybe they got a better job.
mm,
Maybe they found another company got burned by them, and now they really want
mm-hmm.
to, now they really want to work with you.
Yeah. Bro, usually based on your experience, like what kind of impact does it had? Like back then, like, 2 months ago, like when you started with $20 a day, and
Mhm.
with the amount of ad spend that you are doing right now, which is like $50 a day. So, like,
At
do you
least,
think
yeah,
like there was a significant impact on the amount of consultations you had?
absolutely. Because it's simple math. Obviously, the more money you spend on ads, the more
Uh,
inquiries you're going to get. Now,
mm,
the key is turning the inquiries into
mm-hmm,
consultations, into book consultations, right?
mm,
That's where a lot of people might mess up. So it's more than just spending money on ads and getting all these people to message you and stuff like that. You actually have to carry through, hit them
mm,
back up, what I'm saying, provide a little bit of value, get them on the phone. That's the biggest thing. You have to get them on the phone. I don't close any deals in my DMs. I've had people straight up ask me like, "Hey, like let's skip through this. Like, what's the price?" And I tell them the same thing every time. We base the price based off of how much work we have to do. And that way
mm,
it keeps it most affordable. You feel like you're being treated like an actual person instead of just
mm,
a number. If you play the price game, you're always going to lose. There's always somebody cheaper than you. It doesn't matter
mm,
what you do. It could be credit repair, haircuts. It doesn't matter. There's
mm.
always going to be somebody cheaper. So if you play the numbers game, you're guaranteed to lose every time.
True, true. I think like you might have experienced this as well. There are like, two like key reasons why most people, don't show up on the appointments. Is first thing is like, they try to send them an appointment link instead of taking them
Yep.
on call as soon as possible. First thing. And
Yep.
the second thing would be is like, not leaving their phone number. So they basically like, they never know like, what kind of phone number they're gonna get a call from. Like when we
Yeah.
are trying to call, I think.
Yeah, those are definitely two things that I personally implement. At first, I wasn't, but when I started, I saw that I started having a much better show ratio on
Yeah.
the appointments as well. And then another thing too is a lot of people they have what we call automated messages, right?
Mm,
For me, I think the biggest key that I can give people, especially when you get somebody that just came in, number one, I call them by their name. So if it
mm,
was Harshal, instead of saying, hello, sir, what I'm saying, yada, yada, yada,
yeah.
I say, hey, Harshal, what I'm saying? A lot of
Mm,
people don't do that. I call people by their name, and it's such a small thing to implement, but it actually
true.
makes a difference too because you start treating people, like I said, like they're not a number, but they're an actual person that you want to help.
True, bro. That's true. That's true. Definitely, man. Uh, bro, so how, like, what basically impacted you a lot, like, in this journey? Like, like, was it like, specifically like one particular thing, like you learned sales from, like the mindset that you had? Because I see like, like 2 3 months ago, like making 2 grand 3 grand and jumping like to 25 30 grand or even 40 grand, I'm pretty sure, like, there would be some kind of background experience, because like nobody can, like, right off the bat, like, go from like 2.5 grand to, like, 40 grand. There is some kind of planning that basically took you here. What do you think? Like, like you had any kind of like background before, like, getting into this?
Absolutely. So I've been cutting hair for the last 12 years.
Mm,
So through my time in the barbershop, I learned how to really take advantage of human connection, right? Emotional currency, tangible experiences, if you will. So what I mean by that is a lot of people used to come sit in my chair and they would share a lot of experiences and they would share things that, the average person didn't know.
mm,
You have men coming and they express things that they're going through, problems that they have with family, all these type of things,
mm,
right? So that taught me the importance of human connection. I implement that in the sales structure too, because these people are going through a financial crisis. They need
mm,
their credit fixed. You know what I'm saying? They need to get out of a financial hole.
mm-hmm,
Some people, every now and then I come across they can't afford my services. So, like
mm.
we spoke about earlier, that's where the
Yeah.
payment plan structure comes in and stuff like that. And then I do have a slight background in sales.
Mm,
I used to sell insurance. Yeah, so I used to sell
mm.
insurance in the insurance industry. It was all commission based. There was no salary. Kind of the same structure here. So if you don't work, you don't eat.
Get
I
paid.
was that
Yeah.
person. I was that person that would go down the street, knock on everybody's door. I was that person that was, stuck in the office having to dial hundreds of leads a day, trying to find that
Mm,
one person that would, allow me to speak to them. So when you go from a background like that, kind of cold calling, to now you're speaking to people that messaged you first, it's a game changer, you
mm,
know? And at the end of the day, I never treat anything like it's a sale, because at the end of the day, if I just met you and you reached out to me because I
mm,
have something that you need, if I can connect with you, that's all I need.
mm.
All I need to do is connect with you. And if I
Yeah.
can relate, then at the end of the day, you might want to work with me just because I'm me, not even so much so because I have the product that you need. And it kind of
Mm,
solidifies the foundation of that relationship too, because what we do is life changing. Fixing credit
mm.
is it's a big thing.
Yeah.
You know,
True. That's true, bro. That's true. So I think, like, not many people would relate to this. Like for that particular thing, like in terms of, like, organic marketing and the
Mhm.
paid ads marketing, because not many people are doing, like, the paid marketing. Based on your experience, like, how significant is the impact for the paid marketing, let's say, like, running ads compared to the organic marketing? What do you
So
think?
there's kind of, think of it as like two roads you can go down, two streets,
Mm,
right? So the way I look at it as paid marketing, there's a saying, strangers will make you rich way before your friends do, right? So I advertised that I was in the credit repair business, expecting everybody who had problems to just flood me. That didn't
mm,
happen, right? As a matter of fact, I'm a couple months in now, and I'm just now starting to work with, people that were coworkers back then, maybe people that I went to school with back then that I, considered friends and stuff like that, right? So your paid marketing, your paid ads, that's how you're going to actually grow your business. The reason why is because it's actually scalable, right?
mm,
That's the only form of marketing that you can actually scale. And the organic marketing, that's how you provide value to your everyday person, people that
true.
follow you, you know what I'm saying? People that even came in through a paid ad, I would say about 50% of them, they're going to check you out too. They're going to see
True.
what you're really about. They're going to look at
Facts.
your profile. They're going
Facts.
to look at, even interactions that you've had, comments,
Mm,
tag photos, and stuff like that.
yeah.
I'm no social media expert, but I just learned that a lot of this has an effect on how people actually approach me and what kind of platform it gives me in order to approach them back, you know?
Yeah, yeah, man. It's so true, bro. Like, even with us, like, even if you're running our own ads, like people literally see, like, what kind of case studies that we have. Like, there are like so many things that they see. Like,
Correct.
is this guy trustable? Like, does he has results? And imagine, like, if you're running any kind of ads, and what if they don't found anything? Like, there is nothing on your profile. They're gonna
Yeah.
say, like, it's just like another credit repair business, right?
A big thing right there too. And it's funny you mentioned that too, because I wanted to touch on that too. A
Yeah.
big thing too that I see make a huge difference with a lot of people is people that post pictures versus people that post videos. You post videos of you speaking, I promise you that's gonna hit, man. People want to see somebody that's actually gonna, try to connect with them, give value and stuff like that. Whereas a picture, you
Yeah.
don't know who posted that. You don't know what kind of person posted that. You don't know what they
Mm.
sound like. You don't know what they look like. You know what I'm saying? Things
Yeah.
of that nature. So I highly recommend people that get into the marketing to focus on like reels, video style marketing and stuff
Yeah.
like that too.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if we just put a screenshot of somebody's credit score going
Yeah.
up, that just looks, it doesn't look reliable.
Yeah. I think this was mentioned to me by Rob. There was like, one particular podcast where a guy mentioned that it takes minimum like, 5 to 10 minutes for someone to buy a product from you. And the way you can basically do it is like, let them consume at least 5 to 10 minutes of your like any video or
Mhm.
any like content that you have on your Instagram or YouTube. So in that
Correct.
way, they literally feel that now they know you, if that makes sense. So if somebody
Absolutely.
like consumes you like at least for like 5 to 10 minutes, now they literally know you like with all the stuff that you do and things like that. So it's easier for us to sell them instead of like trying to sell someone who's like totally hard cold, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. I would agree. I would definitely
Yeah.
agree.
Because like
Hmm.
if somebody has went through like a series of videos of you like checking you out on Instagram, it impacts a lot compared to like just trying to like showcase your flyers and the results that you got, you know so
Yeah, absolutely. And there are
yeah, bro.
things to consider too, because at the end of the day, we all start from the same square. You know,
True.
you see people
Yeah.
grow, some faster than others, but at the end of the
Yeah.
day, if you be yourself, you know what I'm saying? That was my
Yeah.
biggest thing that I had to learn. I'm like, I don't have to be like anybody. I don't have to be
Yeah.
like, the next person who's doing X amount of money in sales, who has X amount of eyeballs, watching their content.
Hmm.
If I be myself, I feel like at the end of the day, nobody can be you better than you. Put it that way.
True. That's true. That's true, bro. Where did you found us, bro? Like in the beginning, where did you found us?
So I actually found Rob through probably an ad that you ran.
Yeah.
And then from there, I reached out to him because I needed help kind of growing my business. I didn't
Yeah.
have structure to it. I was already dealing with a couple clients here and there, but I didn't know a clear path, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
to hit, 10K, 20K, 30K, all that stuff. So he kind of gave me that framework and that structure, as well as he's a great sales trainer.
True.
Huge
I
shout out
agree.
to him, a lot of respect to him.
Yeah. Yeah.
So he put me onto you. He told me that you were the marketing guy that he used.
Yeah.
And then from there, I looked you up on YouTube, looked up your company. The first thing that I did was look at, interviews like this one, the case
Yeah.
studies that you have posted up and stuff like that. And, I don't really need too much convincing, especially when you have so many case studies, So at that point, it was like, all right, well, this is going to have to be the guy. Let me test it out. And then once you really kind of like get out of like the testing phase of making sure your ad is going to convert,
Yeah.
making sure that you have a necessary minimum budget, even if it's
Yep.
something small every day.
Mm-hmm.
After that, you're really going to know what you're about, because then it's not so much, I need people. Now it's like, okay, I got to do my part, you
Mm.
know? That was a big thing for me. I thought I needed people. And then when I started getting flooded, I was
Yeah.
like, all right, I really got to get to this now.
Makes sense, bro. Makes sense. So, to anyone who is watching this and is on the fence to work with us, what would you recommend them?
I would recommend that they take a chance and they take that. So when I say this word, I say it lightly, but everything in life is a risk, right? Now, when it
Mm.
comes to you, I don't really feel like I took a risk, I feel like everything that I wanted, you delivered. And above all, your team communicates with me very well. You guys
Mm.
probably hit me up every 2, 3 days asking me, hey, is everything going good? How are things going? Stuff like that. I didn't expect that. So I really do appreciate that. Sometimes I
Yeah.
even have trouble getting back to you, but you guys are always checking in with me. So that's one thing that I feel like sets you guys apart for sure. And then the second thing too is you need a guaranteed way to attract clients. You need a
Yeah.
guaranteed way to have clients, come to you instead of you having to chase them. You're going to
True.
waste a lot of energy if you're the one chasing clients. Whereas if they're hitting you up, the
Mm.
ball is kind of in your court. From there, all you got to do is just be courteous, be professional, provide value. And then there shouldn't really be any reason why you're not closing that sale.
Mm.
And at the end of the day, it's the combination of things, right? So take that chance on yourself. If you want what you say you want, you know?
Yeah.
If you're really ready to make, 10, 20, 30 bands a month doing this, put your money where your mouth is. You know what I'm saying? This is a
Yeah.
big part of business right here. Marketing is everything. That's how you reach the masses.
Yeah, bro. It's a good way to hit like 100K, 200K a month. You know,
Absolutely. That's definitely the goal. You know what I'm
let's
saying?
make it.
And I didn't think I would hit, where I'm at now this
Mm,
quick. I don't even know I hit it, to be honest with you. I think I had a meeting with Rob, because we do coaching calls too.
yeah.
Um, I had a meeting with him and he's like, "Hey, how's this week been for you?" And I'm like, "Yo, I made like 9,000 this week. Like it's been really good." He's like, "What?" And I'm like, "Yo, like, you know what I'm saying? Like I had to catch myself and I'm like, yo, I really made almost 10 bands this week. You know what I'm saying? What can I do, with the rest of the month?" So
Yeah.
now I'm at the point in my business where I'm starting to implement and outsource other resources. So I have an appointment setter being trained right now. So now all of the time that I spend reaching out to clients, no more. Now, the goal is to wake up to a completely booked schedule and I
Yeah.
can just focus on being that person to provide value. And
Yeah.
then from there, you know what I'm saying, I'll start, upping the ad budget a little more, maybe hiring
Yeah.
another salesperson, train
Mm,
them, make sure that they communicate the way that I like them to communicate.
mm,
And then from there, that's really how you grow, man. I didn't
yeah.
really expect to reach this amount of revenue with just a one-man team, but
Yeah.
thankfully it happened, and
Yeah.
now the path to scaling is a lot more clear for sure.
Yeah. Hey, bro, like most people don't even have an idea, like, what they're really missing out on right now.
Mm.
Like the amount of revenue they could possibly hit, like they have no idea. Like if they're
I
not
think
investing into like any kind of marketing, at least like running ads and things like that, like bro, like
the
imagine
the
like you
best
went
thing,
from, like 2.5
yeah,
grand to like on your way to like make like 40 grand this month,
yeah.
so
The biggest thing that I recommend to people like that, man, is get a mentor. You
yeah,
have to have a
true.
mentor, bro. You have to
That's
find
true.
somebody who's specifically done what you have done. I
Yeah,
personally have over 9 mentors, right? And each
nice.
and every one of these mentors, I have paid thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to, and it's paying off. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
A
absolutely.
lot of these are business mentors, life
Yeah.
coaches, stuff like that. So I have a lot of people, not really depending on me, but I have a lot of people pushing me and making sure that I don't fail. So when you find yourself a mentor, Rob, shout out to Rob, he's been a really
True.
good one,
That's true.
especially in this industry. You know what I'm saying? I highly recommend
Yeah.
him too.
Yeah, it's like, you need to invest in yourself, to have that
Mhm.
growth trajectory. I agree, man. Rob is legend. I agree. He
Yeah,
is
and
like
like
absolutely he's making that difference, bro. I agree.
I love how you said that too. You have to invest in yourself because
Yeah.
the mentor will show you what to do and how to do it, but you
Yeah.
have to do the work at the end of the day. You're,
Yeah.
you're betting on
That's
yourself.
true. Yeah, that's true. Like, that's true, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So guys, again, like, if you are interested in getting more credit repair leads, I'll leave my our teams like, schedule down below. You can schedule our call. Okay. And yeah, like, if you're interested in seeing our program and what kind of things that we could do for your business, for your credit repair business, then yeah, let's schedule a call. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And again, man, is there anything you want to add again in the end?
Man, the best thing that I can tell people is, like you kind of just said, if you're on the fence about it, just take the chance, man. Be ready for traffic because people are gonna hit
Yeah.
you up, and if you don't have your systems together, if you don't have your processes down, you know, first of all, it'll show you, what you got to fix and what you got to work on.
Hmm.
But anything past that, man, is just, just do the work, I,
Yeah.
I was I was never the kind of person to say that. And, people are going to watch this and they're going to be like, it is what it is though, but do the work. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the
Yeah.
day, that's the only thing that separates you and what you want. If you hide from the work, you might as well hide from the money.
Yeah. Oh my God. Like the bro, that was a crazy statement. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. That's crazy, bro.
Yes, sir.
Bro, do you remember? Yeah, before I let you go, do you remember
Mhm.
like in the first month we had that issue of like ad account, like the payment method not going through?
Yeah, that was a hindrance, man. Yeah, so basically, yeah, so when you when you actually start situating all like the physical stuff,
Yeah.
especially with the systems that we're using and stuff like that, definitely make sure that you have your payment things in order and stuff like that too,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, man. And
That's a
like
huge thing
from
right there.
there, like, it took off.
Yeah. Once we got that fixed, like that next week, it was just like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like this is what I've been waiting on.
Yeah. Crazy,
Yeah.
man. Crazy,
It's been
bro.
good, man. So I
Yeah.
appreciate you, Marshall. I appreciate
Yes,
you. I
sir.
appreciate your team. Shout out to you guys for being such a big puzzle piece in what I'm, doing now and where I've gotten now. I'm sure this is, just a drop in the bucket compared to what we're gonna do,
Yeah.
I'm saying, for the rest of this year, next year, and beyond, man. So shout out to you and your team, bro.
Absolutely,
I
bro.
really appreciate you guys.
Thank you, my man. Thank you, bro. I really appreciate you, man. And we are really
Absolutely.
grateful to have you, man. We'll make it happen, bro. Let's get it, bro. Let's get it.
Let's do it, man.
Yes, sir. Thank you, bro. Yeah.
Thanks, man.